Hey Gemini, I'm your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, June 11th to Sunday, June 17th, 2018. Hey, before I get started, I did just want to mention one thing. The reason why I didn't mention this earlier is because it actually kind of came to me last minute. I wasn't really planning on doing this, but decided that I need to and that I should. And I'm going to do a live webinar on the new moon in Gemini, which is occurring this Wednesday. If you want to learn more about what the new moon is about, what it means for you, for your sign specifically, please do join me on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, where I am going to talk about new moon in Gemini and break it down by the signs. This to me is the first new moon in Gemini since Saturn left Sagittarius. That's important to me because Gemini is the opposite sign of Sagittarius. So whatever is affecting Sagittarius will ultimately affect Gemini. I think with Saturn and Sagittarius for the past few years, even though it's no longer there, it was really all about traveling, doing something new, exploring. And while we were trying to do something new, even if it was not easy to do, I think we were neglecting some of the things closer to home. We were neglecting our mind, the way we think about things, integrating all of these new experiences into our life. And I think this new moon is saying, time to go back to the past, to retrieve some of the things that you forgot, that you neglected, to do them better this time around. With Mercury in Cancer in a sextile with Uranus, I think there's a real chance to get some good insights on what you need to feel more comfortable emotionally, to build more stability into your life in some way. However, I do think that some of these insights that you received could be a little bit uncomfortable, especially with Mercury in a square to Chiron at this time, and could be a little bit upsetting for your relationships and for your financial situations. Now that you're getting more of these insights, processing things more in the mind, going back to retrieve some things, your relationships are like, wait a second, I didn't know that this was going on. I didn't know that this was happening. I don't know how I feel about this. That could come in, or maybe a lot of things going on with finances again that could be uncomfortable at this new moon. So if you want to hear more about that, how to handle it, what it means for your sign, again, please click the link down below in my description box to sign up for that. It is on discount for my birthday. So I hope you all enjoy that, and I do hope that I will see you there. Now, what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to start in the middle of the week, and then I'm just going to move around from there, just because there's a lot of things going on in the middle of the week that kind of all connect to each other. So I'm going to do that first. What that alignment is it's going to be Mercury right here moving into Cancer on Wednesday. Mercury and Cancer is going to be your second house of money, of confidence, of security and stability in life. And I think what you're doing is you're trying to figure out how you can be more confident in your life, more secure, bring more money in, feel much better about yourself, about who you are, about what it is that you have to offer the world in some way. Now, when Mercury moves into your second house, it is going to make a sextile almost immediately to Uranus and Taurus, and that for you is in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality. So I think there is a positive opportunity, since I do like both of these things, on Wednesday for you to perhaps get some insights, maybe unexpected insights, about your money, about your confidence, about what you can do to overcome the past, to feel better, to feel more whole, about who it is, about what you have to offer the world, so that you can move forward on some of those things. All right? Yeah, I really do like that. The problem though comes in a day later on Thursday, because right after Mercury enters Cancer and sextiles Uranus, it then makes a square over to Chiron in Aries. And that for you is going to be your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future. So maybe what happens is you get perhaps some kind of unexpected insight about your talents, about what you need to cultivate talents or skills of yours, about what you need to bring more money in, to feel more confident and comfortable in your life. And perhaps the hard part then becomes, how do you envision a life for yourself with this insight that you've received about yourself? How do you reach some of your goals and dreams for the future now that this has come up? How do you associate with the right people, be out and about and socialize with some of these other things that are going on? Maybe needing to sacrifice or to be patient with some of your goals and dreams while you work on really getting right with yourself and cultivating the talents and the financial sources that you need to do the things that that will help you the most. Okay, so that's what's going on. A day later, Thursday and Friday, Venus then moves into Leo, which for you is your 3rd house of talk and of communication. All right, and what that will bring towards Thursday and Friday is a lot of talking, a lot of communicating, a lot of thinking for you about what makes you happy, okay? A lot of it may definitely have to do with your money, your resources, your talents. That's going on. As to where Mercury, though, is in a positive aspect to Uranus, a sextile, Venus, though, is going to be in a square with it right here, with Venus in your 3rd house and Uranus in your 12th. And so I think what goes on is it then becomes a little difficult this week for you to, especially towards the weekend on Thursday, for you to then communicate about what's going on inside you, for you to communicate about these insights that it is that you've had about your money, about your talents, about what's important to you, and about what it is that you value. Maybe there's a lot of spiritual things going on, having a little bit of a spiritual moment, and maybe it's hard for you to communicate about the things that you're feeling that are going on the inside that are just making it a little bit difficult right now, and really needing to learn how to communicate, how to talk to others about what you're feeling, and bring more of your spiritual insights and promptings maybe out into the open, into your life, to integrate them more into what it is that you are doing. Again, when you do speak about these things with Venus making a trine to Chiron, you could be a little bit uncomfortable for you to communicate about your goals, to communicate about your future, especially if you're not quite sure where your future is or how you can move forward in that direction. But I think needing to be okay here with communicating about some really sensitive things, some spiritual things, some internal things, so that you can let people in on what's going on and integrate more of the things that are going on inside you, especially about your money, your talents, and your confidence more into your life. Okay, so that's what's happening. While that's going on, we also do have Mars in a conjunction with the South Node for almost all of this week. And that is going to be for you in your 9th house of something new and different that you have not done before. So perhaps you want to do something new. You want to explore, you want to adventure, you want to learn something. Travel that you haven't done before. And maybe with Mars here on the South Node, you're feeling frustrated. It's hard for you to do something that you want. It's hard for you to find the passion to move forward in the way that it is that you want. It could be a little bit difficult. And I think the message here, needing to be patient if you feel like it's hard for you to be free to do something new in the way that you want, and needing to tie up old things from the past. Old things that you've been learning, studying, old things that, projects maybe that you've been working on. Yeah. Needing to tie up old adventures, traveling. Yeah, needing to tie up old adventures. I like that. Before going on new ones. I think is a major thing, and we could be feeling frustrated. I don't want to deal with the past. I thought I was done with that. But really needing to take care of some of those things before moving on. All right, we also do have a new moon here in Gemini on Wednesday too, your sign, in your 1st house. I think really giving you fresh energy here in your identity, helping you to do more of the things that are important to you, that you want and need, to think of your identity in different ways, maybe to help you bring more confidence in, to cultivate the skills and talents that it is that you want, and to bring more money in. All right, could be a little hard to talk about these things that are going on, to communicate, to integrate these things into your life. Could also be feeling a little held back, dealing with some old things as well, but just needing again to be patient as you give birth to a new identity that's hopefully better for you, that you like better, that uses more of your talents than previously. We also do have Neptune in Pisces stationing to go retrograde next week, and that for you is in your 10th house of your career, your reputation, and your social standing. So maybe you've been trying since the beginning of this year, since Neptune went direct, to put your life in a better place, to have a career that really resonates with you, that's important to you, that gets you on the inside spiritually. And I think with this, with Neptune stationing, really needing to make sure, is your career going in the right direction? And does it really resonate with you? Is this the reputation you really want? And trying to figure those things out to now get right with emotionally and spiritually some big things that have occurred in your career lately. All right, and then the last thing I want to mention, the very end of the week, Saturday, Mercury coming into an opposition here with Saturn in Capricorn. And that for you is your 8th house of changes, of endings and beginnings, also of financial investments that you may be making. What else comes out? Sometimes business partnerships too in the 8th. And I think what may happen on Saturday is maybe some choices and decisions, or some hard conversations may need to happen. All right, I think a lot of these conversations, especially in your 8th and 2nd houses, money, finances, going to be a really big thing. How do you spend your money? I think the message, of course, with Mercury in the 2nd is maybe needing to cut down on spending so that you can feel better. Maybe needing to figure out, again, what changes you want to make in your life so that you can bring more confidence and do more of the things that it is that you value. Maybe also as well, since the 8th house can be a very relational house, needing to work some things out with some intimate relationships, business partners, so that you can do more of the things that you need as an individual. 2nd house to me always rules you as an individual, can do to feel better. So I think there's a lot of that going on. I think you're getting some insights here about what you need to use more of your talents, to feel more confident in your life. And then having to communicate about these things, which may be hard, and make some choices and have some hard conversations so that you can do more of what you need to be confident in your life, to have the talents that you want, to bring more of the money or the stability back. All right. So that's what I see going on there. Your card for the week is the 6th. It's the 6 of Pentacles upright. This card is actually one of give and take in your life, which is kind of interesting given your 8th and 2nd houses. I think the question with this card is, where are you giving too much and where are you not giving enough? And how can you kind of bring that back into balance at times? For sure. I mean, especially with money. I'm also seeing that a lot in your chart. Needing to figure out when's the right time to give, to spend, to save. That could be going on. Typically with this card upright, though, I do see it a little bit more positive than otherwise. Like typically when it's reversed, I'm like, something's out of balance and you need to give something or someone their due, or they need to give it to you. And almost, you know, when this card is upright, I almost see it as like the card of like a benefactor, of like you helping others or someone helping you. Maybe that's how I want to interpret this card. Before you can give to others, you have to make sure that you are taken care of. Maybe that's what I will say. And I do see with a lot of your chart, with a lot of stuff going on in your 2nd house, it's all about you taking care of the things that you need going on. It's hard to give if you have nothing to give. And I think this week, needing to make sure that your needs are taken care of, that you have the money you need, that you have everything that's working for you in the way that you need before you can move on. And I think if you can get right with those stuff, then it'll be easier at another time for you to do something new, for you to make some changes in your life in a positive way, for you to reach some goals. But I think it's just a matter now of making sure that you have things to give other people and that you're stewarding over the things that you have so that you can share of your wealth at another time, right? So that's what I've got for you this week, Gemini. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.